Hello, Cancer, and welcome to my channel, The Guided Intuitive, and thank you so much for being here. So we're going to do something a little bit different. We're going to focus on your life purpose, all right? And this is all for Cancer here. Now keep in mind that if your midhaven is in Cancer, then you definitely, this video is for you too. And if you're not sure what your midhaven is, which is abbreviated by MC, then you're going to check my description box below and plug in your data to pop out your astrological chart, and that is going to tell you what that point is for you and what sign that relates to. And then you want to check out the other videos that I have because it does relate to career. All right. So that being said, this is a general read. If you're looking for a personal read that taps into your own personal energies, go to theguidedintuitive.com up here or my description box below. And do keep in mind that this is a timeless read, all right? So that being said, let's go ahead and get started and see where you're at. Let's see where you're at. Now, those of you that are interested in taking it a step further in terms of your life purpose and your career, because that's what I'm focusing on right now here, then you definitely want to check out one of our discovery sessions up here that allows some one-on-one time for us to get to know each other complimentary. And then if we are a good fit, make a recommendation and invite you into one of our programs. All right. So let's do this. Let's see what you are passionate about. All right. We're going to start there. What are you passionate about? All right. Let's see what that looks like. Here it is. Okay. Oh, interesting. Very interesting. So what we get here is called the visionary. Okay. And a lot of you might be that visionary within your own life. So that's what I see here. Take a look at the card. And this is about uplifting the universe. All right. So this is about you looking out and uplifting the universe and what that looks like. Now, you might be a passionate, want to be a passionate leader that helps uplift the universe. Now, some of you might be that already, but this is talking about being that visionary and, being taken on that leadership ability, being very intuitive, being very inventive as well. And not just being a leader, but a humble leader. Okay. And that's what that visionary is about here too. Imaginative, very insightful. As well, and also being very, very wise through the process. Now, the interesting thing is that, as the visionary here, is that that you are acting on like your lower shadow side when you become overly expressive, or that, perhaps there is some sort of a lack of action, or you focus on professionalism. So for many of you, that might be the case for you, that if you get into your shadow side, this is a reminder to get up more into your soul-inspired purpose and your passion. And this is really talking about here that, your purpose is really to illuminate the possibilities and really create, really create a vision, where there is a greater good, a vision for the greater good in this world. And that's exactly what I see here for you. So it's really quite beautiful. Very, very beautiful. And keep in mind too, that as a visionary, that it is all about, just bringing information into the world and intuitively processing things. Like it's intuitively processing the intellectual, and to be able to express ideas from that vision standpoint as well as an intellectual standpoint. So it's just an enlightening perspective, and it really, it's like you really excel. You could really excel at this if you're backing behind anything that really truly interests you. Okay. So that's obviously got to be key. Okay. So really about manifesting the future possibilities in the present and helping to uplift the world. And that is what I get, what you're passionate about. This is interesting. Wow. Very, very interesting. So let's take a look at what it is that you're good at, Cancer. Let's take a look at what it is you're good at and see what wants to come out for you. Okay. All right. Let's check it out. All right. Here it is. What do we have? This is the mystic. This is really, really beautiful. And I love this when I see this, because this tells me, it talks about that you are spiritually wealthy. Okay. And that's what this is really, really talking about. It is kind of your true north is the fact that you are very spiritually wealthy. Okay, and this talks about, of course, being very not only spiritual but being that mystic, being very intuitive. And so what you're good at Cancer, is being a wealth of spiritual knowledge, right? And that's what this talks about. And so when I see this, this tells me it's kind of like you are very mysterious, somewhat rebellious, so to speak, as well. This also talks about being rather, very illuminating in a kind of an artistic way. Okay. But yeah, that's exactly what I see here, which is really quite beautiful. Now, keep in mind too, is it's almost like your soul's desire here is to really channel for that, for the material world that is looking to transcend, so to speak. And that is what it is that you're talented at and very, very good at. Okay. It is, you're really dedicated to the path of enlightenment, right? And it is about bridging the spiritual world and the material world, and that is what you are really good at. And that's what this is saying, is really focusing on what it is that you're good at, and you're kind of finding, helping others discover the deeper meaning, behind something in life, and so they could experience their own true freedom in the process. And that's what the mystic does, right? So, and that you are in your kind of lower vibe of what you're really good at, if in fact that you are going through some sort of lack of balance. Okay, it could be any sort of victimhood, or even perhaps even isolation. So just know that that is the lower level of your mystic, and that's just a strong reminder for you to push back up and be that channel, of really transcending the material world. And that's what you are. This is what you're good at. So note your comments below, guys. I would love to see what that is for you. Now, what I want to do is to focus on this next card of how do we bring that together. Okay, so how can you actually combine that? Let's take a look at what that is. Here it is. Oh, nice. Now, this is actually using your emotions to the highest your ability. This is about nurturing. It's that motherly type of energy, but it's actually providing nourishment to others, with others also providing nourishment to you. Okay, so this is about being that great nurturer, and you're so really good at that, and that's how you bring them together. Now, many of you might be mothers, right? So and high fives to you guys. I think it's like one of the most difficult jobs in the world. But it is also about humanity too. This is using those instincts that you have within you, and just really being that supportive, stable, grounding energy here. And that's what I get in terms of when I see the great nurture here, really focusing on that and teaching others, kind of like really, the really teaching others in the process. So I think that comes into play of how to nurture others and how to grow, to give, and to expand. So that's what I see, and that's how you bring it together. So something that you'll be doing, whatever it is you like nurturing. Okay, and it isn't. Well, I wouldn't say you like nurturing. This is just saying that it's a way to bring it together. Whatever it is that you can nurture and nourish, and provide that stability for. That is what is really, really helpful. All right, it's because you come from such an abundant place. And I think that's one of the keys, and you become across very devoted, and people can see that right away. So I love seeing this. This is really beautiful. Now, you're kind of like in more or less like the lower energies, and that's really, in fact, when you're like overworked, or you're kind of spread yourself a little bit too thin. And that's what I see within there as well. But it's really about being that channel of unconditional love, and providing a lot of abundance and growth for others. Okay, and in doing that. But yeah, if you're over giving, or if you are just what's the word that I'm looking for, kind of over Oh, what's it like over attached to someone or something, then that could be in your lower level energies as well. But you really embody this type of archetype. Um, when you are, it's kind of like you touch the pulse of humanity. And what you do is it's all about deeply being in touch with humanity and uplifting and being the pulse of the planet, right? And it's kind of like you're a kind of a conduit for unconditional love, as well as having that patience, that caring, and really bottom line again is it's just that nourishment here, right? And some of the high quality things that you have about that is just that you're very practical and very about the collective, right? It's and very collaborative. It could be also too that you the neat thing that I like about this is that you see the best in people. And so whatever that looks like, whatever qualities that's going to be coming of you, that is going to be very, very key. That is your talent, and that's how you can bring it together. Now, how do you make this truly happen? That's what you're good at, and that's how you can bring like the visionary and the mystic together, is become that nurture for others, in that aspects, on a spiritual aspect, on the planet, whatever that looks like. A lot of you might be into energy, anything that has to do with nourishing, like it could even be aromatherapy, it could be, massage, anything of the sort like that. Even again, the spiritual side in some way. Let's take a look on how to make it happen. So how to become the great nurturer. What does that look like? Wow. I get the king. This is that you lead powerfully by your mission, okay? This is about having the strength to lead powerfully because you're such a nurturer that you bring forth people who want to nourish the earth as well. And so I get the king, and it's about powerfully leading your mission. So this is about being very regal. This is about having courage, right? This is also being very respected, right, because of that, and incredibly inspiring as well. So this is really beautiful. This is the king, and it's actually ruled by the sun. So it's like bringing light to the world. And bringing light, to the world is a powerful mission of yours, and it's a courageous mission, right? So that's how you can bring it together, is perhaps creating your own business, perhaps backing up a mission that you entirely really agree with and want to pursue, and back up because you truthfully, you definitely believe in it. So yeah, that's exactly what I see here. It's quite beautiful. Now you know that you're on your lower side here, that if it's more of you become a little bit more isolated and you become maybe overextended, right? Or even greedy, that is the lower level of this type of energy of the king. And so it's about going back into, again, your soul's desire. And it's like expect, to really use your power and your higher order for greater growth and greater security for the world. So it's like you bring greater security for the world by your words, by your voice, by whatever it is that you do in life. And this is a way to do that, is to lead by your mission. Now, the interesting thing is that it could be something, for instance, like you've got this powerfulness about you. You've got this dependability about you that I think is really great, that comes from the nurture as well. And it really provides, your desired results. You have that vision in mind, right? You have that visionary that you're passionate about, and you use that to back up a mission that you want. Now, this could be your own business, something that you've always wanted, something that you're passionate about doing, music, art. It could be, that as well. Or again, just whatever it is that you really enjoy doing. Okay. And it actually reaps the rewards on this too. It's very, very powerful. Very, very powerful and very courageous too. I want to take a look at what is your advice. What is the advice for the path to lead your mission, right? You could be leading a mission, literally. Okay, let's see what else. the artist. I talked about creativity. This is so beautiful. This is about using your creativity to make this happen. Your advice is to open up your creativity to make this happen. When I get the artist, this is about really creating your vision. This is so weird because this is your mission and vision, and then you're the visionary, right? And that's what you're passionate about, right? And you're combining that supportive groundedness with what you're really good at in the spiritual plane. So you do it in a spiritual way. This is really gorgeous, Cancer. Oh my gosh. So it's like using that fox you see here that's very intuitive. And, the fox are very keen and sometimes can be a little tricky, right? But this is like using that paintbrush to paint what that looks like. So it wants you to be creative in the process. It wants you to really be imaginative and very, using your spirituality and being very receptive. So this is really beautiful. It's ruled by Venus, so it's about your love of creativity. So that's what I love to see here. This is beautiful, guys. Really, really beautiful. So the guidance in that is to really focus on your creative endeavors, because it's really going to bring out, maybe you're going to do something that's a little bit more creative. It could be a side hustle or a hobby of some sort. But yeah, that's exactly what I see here. It's about using that, to the greatest extent that you can, right? And to don't undervalue yourself, because that will be acting on more of like, your lower energies here. It wants you to bring out the artist in you and to creatively express yourself and your vision, and use your spirituality too, to really connect with others, through the things that you create. So it's like that, just like that Empress energy goes ahead and has a lot that birthing of something new. They like to create things, and so I really feel that that's what's coming through here. I mean, your primary motivation is to create, and that's what it wants you to do. You have some sort of uniqueness that, once you channel it, you could create, real a full expression of you and create a real masterpiece. So that's what it talks about. So this is about really looking at your vision and manifesting. You manifest what you want, the beauty in the world. You manifest what you want in order to, and you create things to bring more beauty into this world. Some of you might be in the beauty industry, okay? So it could be that you could be some sort of artist in terms of that. If not an actual painter, it could be a makeup artist of some sort, of beauty artist of some sort, fashion designer. So note your comments below, guys, but that's exactly what I see for you. Very talented. So anyway, let me know. Note your comments below. Thank you so much for supporting my channel. I do appreciate you, and I look forward to next time. And until then, namaste.